Thank you.
I'm going to have this mic. It's not going to actually play anything. It's just for the transcript.
Sure.
So I'll show you who's asking the questions, okay?
You got it.
Because they're going to pepper you.
Let up. All right. Yeah, I think that they're very talented. They know exactly who they are and what they do. They do a good job getting to the quarterback, setting picks, and landing home. In the secondary, when you think of a stereotypical DB and what a good safety looks like, they got it. When you play in the national championship, you're going to play against great defenses, very fast, very skilled, and like I said, that they're very coachable and they know what they do. Yeah, I mean, one thing we always try to do as an offense is focus on ourselves. So, we're going to have our game plan the way we want to play football and then adjust off to what they're giving us. But I don't think it affects us too much. We're gonna do what we do best and go out there and execute.
Riley, what do you remember from your last trip to Mercedes-Benz Stadium? What stands out about that game?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Obviously, a great environment. I mean, it's a futuristic place to play. It's incredible. A lot of fun out there, though. I mean, on all three phases of the football, kind of complemented each other last time we played here in Mercedes-Benz. So I'm excited for it. It'll be fun.
Was there any discussion back then in October between the players? Did coaches say anything? Hey guys, remember this place? We could be back here.
No, I had no idea that this was where the national championship was. We were living like one game at a time this season, so it was like, don't worry about being the best, team in the country. Worry about being the best team on the field. So we were really going one game at a time.
Riley, as a guy from Fairhope, Alabama, it's just over 300 miles from here. How excited are you to put on for your home state, your home city, just the state of Alabama?
Yeah, no, it's I think I'm the only person from Alabama on the football team. Actually, I know I am, and it's just a beautiful place to be from. I think I'm a product of my environment, so the way I carry myself is just the way that others carried themselves around me while I was growing up. So very fortunate to be here and represent Fairhope. A lot of the people from Fairhope actually get mad though when I mention them because it's growing so rapidly and nobody wants more attention on them. But yeah, it's a great spot and I'm happy to represent it.
The night before leaving for this trip, you went to the grotto. Can you tell me about that experience?
How'd you know I went to?
Because you posted it on Instagram.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my girl. Okay, sorry about that. I don't even remember. I was like, yeah, no, I always try to give thanks to Jesus every time I can. I remember just sitting there this time and tried to think back of whenever I first started playing football, and it kind of hit a little differently this time. Just knowing where I am right now, and my career going 3-9 my freshman year to all the injuries I've had to where we are now. I don't think I necessarily deserve it, but God's put me in this situation, so I'm going to do everything I can to glorify Him. Me and Will, the first time we met, I don't know if it's necessarily like a funny story or anything, but it was just late at night one time, and we didn't even talk about football. We just talked about life and who we are as people and families and our goals in the future and things like that. So it was just a genuine conversation, and we were both kind of underdogs at the time. We met 2 years ago actually at the Manning camp, and a lot of people counted us out. So to be where we are now kind of just turned that conversation into fruition, and it's really cool.
Hey Riley, I know you have been very open about your faith, specifically about how Ohio State is supposed to do.
Yes.
What's that mean to share a field with him, and how's that shaped up?
Yeah, I think it's very special. I've actually had conversations through social media with a couple of their players, just praying for them, praying for safe travels as they make it down here, and just praying for a safe game on both sides of the field. I think, for both of these teams to publicly display their faith throughout the season and their trust in God and Jesus to be on a platform that we are now, I think is for a reason. So I think both sides are, have a very clear understanding that we're not here because of ourselves, and Jesus put us in this situation for a reason, so we better thank him. Yeah, it's tough being a transfer. I hated being in the transfer portal. It was honestly a very uncomfortable situation for me. I like to think of myself as a loyal person, but whenever I had to, chose to leave Duke, I understood the repercussions that came with that. But whenever I got here, these guys just welcomed me in because I came here on crutches. My first day here, I was actually on a scooter and crutches, and these guys welcomed me with open arms. So it wasn't really me trusting them; it was more them trusting me. Because it's hard to have a big-time transfer quarterback come in and he has 3 surgeries since the time he gets there. Like, that's hard to trust, but they believed in me, and I'm very grateful for them.
I'm just curious, are you somebody who visualizes success? Have you ever seen this type of moment, up the line in preparing for this?
I think that's a really good question. I absolutely have seen myself on this podium before. I don't know. I think I believed in myself throughout my entire career, and that's helped me go a long way. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. And yeah, I've definitely seen myself on this platform before. It kind of feels like deja vu a little bit, just sitting up here. But yeah, it's a good question.
When you watch number 2 Caleb Downs on Ohio State's defense on video, what just jumps out at you about his football acumen?
Yeah, I like the hat, my man. Caleb Downs, I think he's probably one of the faster players I'll have played against throughout this year. And obviously a guy who's just been around the game for a long time. I know he's got relatives that have played in the NFL. Obviously his brother torched us whenever I was at Duke and he was at North Carolina. So yeah, he's obviously got a football family, knows the game, sees the game really well, and has great instincts.
Could you imagine 15 months ago when you went down, ironically, against Notre Dame, that you would be starting quarterback on that same team? 6
Yeah.
months away from a national championship.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, I was telling people, like, you break it, you buy it. So, like, they broke me and then they paid for my surgeries. But, no, like, whenever they took me out, that was the last thing on my mind. I didn't want anything to do with Notre Dame after that game. But, shoot, here we are. I mean, it's a crazy story. I can't even believe it. But, after getting to this place, I know it's a huge brand and everything. But once you get into this place and realize the people that you're always around every single day, you start to realize how much like home it feels like. So these guys are great. What's up? Yes, sir. Good. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I remember talking to you a long time ago, my man. It's crazy because like during my recruiting process, I say it all the time, I never took an unofficial or official visit to any school. Notre Dame in the transfer portal was actually my first visit and last ever. So it wasn't really heavily recruited. I remember when we were talking, I was just begging for somebody to give me an offer. And this was going into my senior year summer. So, I mean, I just can't believe where we are today. I remember like sitting in my room and praying at night, like, Jesus, Lord, will you please just give me something? Give me an offer. And the next day I woke up and he delivered. So I don't even know. If you were to tell me this like 5 years ago that I'd be sitting here today, I'd say you're dang right. But at the same time, I'd be like, hey, how we get there, dude? So yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Yeah, not. Obviously, NIL in college football today is something that players are able to take advantage of. But I think when you come to a school like Notre Dame, that's like probably number 4 or 5 on the list of why you made that decision. Obviously we take care of our players, but that's not what Notre Dame strives itself on. You think Notre Dame, you think of the 40-year decision, you think the education, the type of man that you're going to become. The type of man you're going to become spiritually, the type of teammates you're going to become, and after that, you're able to benefit financially off of it. I think one thing we do really good here is learning financial literacy with NIL. Like, we're going through classes. We have a player development guy who's always teaching us about taxes and things like that. So that's been really good. And then another thing, like, a lot of these guys are able to pay for family travels to come to our games, where in the past these close family members of them haven't been able to come. So a lot of this money that we receive in NIL goes directly back to family travels and whatever it may be. So we don't keep, it's not like we're out here buying all the flashy things that you probably see online, because buying your parents plane tickets isn't going to make the news headlines. So.
Just curious, out of everyone on the team, who do you think would win a dunk contest?
A dunk contest? You'd have to ask somebody else that question. I got my answer, and I know him pretty well, but dunk contest.
You can say yourself.
I'm not gonna say myself, but Eli Raridan can throw it down pretty well. Yeah, he's a freak. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, I think first and foremost, his leadership has been incredible. Obviously, he's a veteran guy who got here just like me. And really, throughout the whole offseason, going into the season, even in fall camp, he just put his head down and went to work. He's got a dog mentality to him and brings some type of energy that's just like an underrated, not going to say too much, just going to go out there and play ball. And I think that's kind of how he proved himself to this team. To have him back will be a great help. Obviously, he's a very physical receiver that is willing to do whatever it takes to put his body on the line or help the team out. Whether he's got 1 catch, 6 catches, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the same version of Bo. Thank you. Good to see you.
Riley, kind of just answer, what's your favorite thing you've gotten with NIL money?
I've been able to take care of some guys. Just give them little gifts here and there. It's always fun when you can go golfing with the offensive line and pay for their rounds. Little things like that are something that they really appreciate. But I don't know if it's anything I've gotten for myself, but I think being able to take care of family members and their travel is also something that is really cool. Yeah, like I said, he's one of the fastest players that I'll have played against this year, and very instinctive. So he sees the game, sees the field really well. He's been around ball for a long time, and obviously has family members that have played. So he gets it. He's a good player. He's got great instincts.
Is there a single play or moment that you encountered or fan that made you realize, like, wow, this is college football right now, this is playoffs right now?
Ooh. Dang, that's a good question. Shoot, the first throw of my college football playoffs was a pick. So, that wasn't fun. That probably snapped me into it. I'm going in there. It's just like any other game. I'm going to, do my thing, and then boom, tip ball, they pick it. So then I kind of had to lock in after that. So probably that first play. I think it was the first play of my college football playoff career. So that snapped me into it.
Riley, did you watch the Ohio State game last year when you were at Duke? Were you watching it at the time? What was your reaction when you did?
Yeah, I remember watching it on the plane. I forgot who we played, but I was watching it on the plane ride back. Obviously, we were going to play Notre Dame the week after, so I was watching that game, and I saw 2 very physical football teams who take a lot of pride in just being blue-collar teams that just put their head down and go to work. Didn't seem like either team was too flashy. Just straight ball is what I felt from both of those teams, and obviously both teams played really good defense that game, and it came down to the wire. But I've heard stories of about that game throughout the week, but really there's no need for any more motivation for this game. That's a good question. I think number one thing about Coach Freeman is he's very humble. So if there's a decision he doesn't care about, he's not going to make it just to, put himself out there as the leader of this organization. For example, like the uniforms every week. He could care less about what uniforms we wear. So we'll sit in the captain's meeting. He'll be like, all right, what do you want to do? All right, fine. You got it. A lot of coaches, they want to have it their way. But he's just very humble and offering these little things to us. What travel suits do you want to wear? Do you want to wear shoes? Do you want to wear sweats to the games? All these little things that he doesn't have an opinion on, he lets us aside. So I think that resonates with us a lot, and it lets us know that we hold a lot of power in this organization, and he trusts our opinion as well.
The offensive line, I guess the whole team is kind of went through the ringer with injuries, but on the offensive line, Charles got hurt in preseason. A lot of people didn't think he'd come back and play. Now it looks like he had the first thing to do here, the second game in a row after maybe not being expected to play at all. Could you kind of talk about his journey and just kind of how the offensive line has dealt with him?
Yeah, I think when you come to Notre Dame as an offensive lineman, you got something to you that a lot of other schools don't. I mean, you just have a whatever it takes mentality, just gritty. Like, these dudes just like to get their hands on guys and just play ball. As bad as the weather can get, the more excited they are. So I think whenever adversity hits that room, it's just another day at the office for them. Next man up. They have a great culture in that room, and nobody ever has their head down. Everybody's looking out for each other. You look at Pat Coogan, a guy who was a backup to begin the year, with Ashton Craig being the starting center. Pat was coaching Ashton more than anybody else on the field, trying to improve his game. Just the unselfishness in that room really speaks kind of where they are today. Charles, yeah, he's extremely healthy, feeling great. I mean, he came up to me this week, after practice. He was like, hey, how you like me out there? Like, feeling good. Hey, I feel real good. I can't wait to protect you. Like, those little things, like when Jag speaks up, he means what he says. Yeah, Tyler, he's been a great addition. I remember when Coach Freeman called me this summer and told me, hey, Tyler's going to be joining the team in the fall. I could not have been more happy, because I understand what a college quarterback has, as far as his mindset and all the things that he had been through. I just knew immediately he would be a great addition to this team. And he does a lot of work behind the scenes that nobody really gives credit for. Obviously, I talked about him after the NIU game and how he helped me out a lot. But then just in the offense in general, I mean, his signaling, some people, might chuckle at that, but his signaling and getting everybody together and make sure everybody's on the same page helps us out a lot on game day. Yeah, he kind of just shared with me his story and the regrets he had in the past, and how to be a Notre Dame quarterback, who to listen to, who not to listen to. Just these little things about, adversity kind of just helped me out a lot.
What's your favorite play this season?
Favorite play this season? Probably Mitch's field goal last game. That was great. Probably Mitch Jeter knocking down that field goal to beat Penn State. I'll put it, for sure. My favorite play? Shoot, I don't even know. I like, as much as I run the ball and have rushing touchdowns, all my passing touchdowns, mean a little more to me, because I'm able to share success with my guys. So anytime I can share love and give other guys touchdowns, those are my favorite plays probably. I don't know for sure one specifically. I think Coach Denbrock gives a lot of freedom to the quarterback in his offense. There's a lot of leeway, a lot of different adjustments I can make, and adjustments that I wasn't making probably in the beginning of the year are kind of second nature to me now. So, whether that result of the play is in a success or not, as long as he sees what I'm seeing pre-snap, he's got no problem with it. So I think it's very quarterback friendly. He allows me to use my legs when I need to, and when I don't, he finds a lot of different ways to give our good players the ball. It's a good question. I don't know if I need to say too much. I've always kind of carried myself in a way that like actions speak louder than words. So I think these guys kind of understand or will understand through my actions in the way that I prepare for this game how much it means to me. I don't, like I said, if you need extra motivation from me to get you fired up for this game, something's wrong with you. So I don't know what the message will be, but it'll probably be more action based. One thing I learned, you can never prepare the speech, because the moment you prepare the speech, you start to become robotic, and it don't ever work. You start stuttering on your words, start thinking about what you were going to say. You just got to let it ride, man. Just whatever you're feeling, let it flow. Yeah, I took I tried to be as humble as possible coming in and not put myself above anybody. Obviously, there was a lot of attention on me probably when I walked into the doors, but I made sure to, reflect that attention right onto, everybody that was around me. Any chance I could to hang out with whoever it was on the team or talk to anybody on the team, I was doing that. It didn't matter who you were. Obviously, I learned the names of all the players, which I think I got a lot of credit for, but I think it's just common sense. Whenever you come into a new program, you should learn the names of your teammates. So every little thing I could to find a relationship with a different player, I did.
Riley, sorry if this is a repeat. Do you still wear the and I know you told the story, but can you kind of give us a version?
Yeah, I still wear it. It's right here. My mom, the "You Suck" wristband. That's kind of blown up, but it was never really supposed to. It was really just something my mom and I started to do in high school because you come from a small town in Alabama and you have success on the field and on the basketball court. Everybody just tells you how good you are all the time, and I would just get so sick of it because I needed that extra motivation. I didn't really have much adversity at the time in my life. I'd lived a blessed life, and I just wanted somebody to tell me I sucked, to give me a little extra motivation. So my mom gladly took that and ran with it. So if you see my high school locker, on senior day, it just says "You Suck" all over it, and it's kind of just been our thing for a long time now.
Riley, obviously you addressed the relationship, semi-relationship you have as well. Since the Manning Academy, have you guys talked, you guys text during the season, and since this matchup came up, I guess if there's been any communication, what is the nature of that?
Yeah, we haven't texted individually, and that's not due to any reason other than the fact that we both understand we're really busy during the season. But he's a person I'm sure down the line, I'll have a great relationship with for a long time. We're in group chats and Manning Camp group chats, and every week somebody usually sends an encouraging message that we all relay. So just like, hey, y'all let it fly. Good luck this week. We're always rooting for each other.
What has this playoff run experience been like for you and your team and just this entire season? And then second question, what is it that makes Coach Freeman so like it feels like the country's latching onto him?
Sorry, what was the first part of your question? I had an answer, but I forgot. Yeah, the experience. Yeah. Honestly, love the 12-team playoff because this is our fourth game, and I'm trying to play as many football games as I can. So I love not having a bye. I just want to play as many football snaps as I can. So that it's been incredible for me, and to be able to travel to all these different cities. You got the home game, Then you go to New Orleans, Miami, now Atlanta. It's just really cool experience that we're all able to be a part of. And then, sorry, the second. Yes, I don't know where my head is. What makes Coach Freeman so special? I think he's just a he's a player's coach. You know, everywhere he goes, he's just kind of like one of us. You'll see him today. He's just wearing a jumpsuit, you know, chilling with the boys, hanging out for a media day. But then he knows how to flip the switch, and he has our respect too. I mean, it's not like he's, you know, one of our teammates. He's definitely our coach, and we respect him a lot. And but I think he just leads by his example. He's very humble. I think the nation just latches on to humble people, and he's definitely at the forefront of that. Thank you.
Maybe your teammates had a question, but they wandered away.
No.
So they go over here. I didn't know me back. Don't worry.
Hey Riley, you know this team is capable of winning a national championship.
When I was in the portal, I knew. I took a visit here, and there were a lot of people that were on the edge of leaving, going to the NFL or not. And when I went out to dinner with them, they all told me that they were coming back. And at that moment, like, I knew, because I had played against them. I knew what our defense looked like, and defenses win championships. When I played them last year, they were really good when I was at Duke. So I knew when those guys said they were coming back, you know, we were going to have a really good football team.
Great. I think ESPN has got a test for you here.
A test.
You guys are
Oh, gosh.
grip strength test.
Oh, do I have to do this? I'm not going to be any good at this. Can I do it after this? Appreciate it.
Other questions?
Riley, your basketball highlights went viral on Twitter throughout this playoff. If you had to pick a starting five of your teammates to play in a basketball game, who would you pick?
It's a really good question. And we had some. This was easier at Duke because I played basketball like every day there, but I haven't played basketball since I've been at Notre Dame for obvious reasons. Okay, all right. At the point, we're gonna go Jordan Faison. All right. At the 2, who's a good shooting guard? Who's got a good shot? Absolutely not. Give me Kenny Minchie at the 2. At the 3, I'll take the 3 spot. Micah Gilbert is definitely up there too. Like, he's a hooper. And then at the 5, Eli Raridan. I know I'm gonna get cussed out for saying that because there are some good hoopers. Oh, Tay. Give me Tay up there too. Tay at the 1, Kenny at the 2, me at the 3, Micah Gilbert at the 4, and Eli Raridan at the 5. We're gonna roll with that.
Love it. Appreciate you, Riley.
Thank you.
Bring it back here.
Riley, you talked about the Manning Passing Academy earlier.
I got you.
Can you just describe how beneficial the Manning Passing Academy was to you and your experience?
I think, you know, the Manning Passing Academy taught me a lot about how to be a quarterback. Not really like on the football field, but off the football field. One thing I learned from Peyton and Eli is like every single kid there was coached by Peyton, and we're talking like 2,000 kids. They were coached by Peyton and Eli at one point, and oftentimes multiple times during that camp. So it didn't matter who you were; they were going to treat you with respect, and every single person at that camp. Another thing with all the quarterbacks, there are a lot of stereotypes and brands that people build and have around their name. But once you get there, you realize like all these dudes are just good dudes. Like, we're just people like everybody else. So it's cool to see these big time names just go to Thibodaux, Louisiana, put their head down and go to work. So it's a fun time. Who mine is? Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't compare. Oh, that's a good question. Paulo was like by far the best player I've ever played against. So whenever we were able to go to Cameron, it was always a fun time. Who would my comparison be? Oh, I don't know. I don't have enough handles to like be compared to anybody, but I think I probably attacked. Anything you say. Maybe DeMar DeRozan or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Thank you so much. Hi, we're Dream on 3. We ran sports streams to get the White House recognition. We have 2 incredible Dream kids here. What kind of message would you give to kids who are sort of facing these kind of challenges?
It's a great question. Nice to meet. What are your names? Very nice to meet you guys first and foremost. I think, one thing I would say to you guys is like, I hope you know, like, every time I step out on the field, like, I kind of remind myself, like, I'm playing for those who can't. And I'm always thinking about, you know, everybody who would probably dream of being in my shoes. But I also want y'all to know, like, as cool as it is to sit on this podium, like, there are a lot of things that in life that I appreciate a little bit more. Like, number one, my relationship with Christ. That's something that's free. And, you know, I feel like leaving church or seeing one of my family members get baptized or something like that, I feel a lot more, you know, gratitude after that than winning the Orange Bowl against Penn State. I know it sounds crazy, but all I can offer you is, like, perspective, and that's my perspective. So, like, all the little things in life, like, y'all already, you're as rich as anybody, man. So y'all keep enjoying it, because as cool as these flashy lights are, like, they're only going to last me so long. In a couple years, we're going to be in the same booths, just looking for happiness in life. So, you know, I'm praying for you guys, and I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.